Okay, y'all, how you doing? This, of course, is Calvin, and this is Universe, where I do a verse from the Bible picked randomly, and I'll do a little interpretation of it and give that interpretation to you. I was talking to a friend of mine, Brother John, and he said, "Yeah, I watched your podcast, You and I Verse." And I was like, wow, John, can I use that, man? So I just want to, just put that out there. You and I verse. So that's you, and me verse. Anywho, let's get started. Here's the Bible. I'm gonna open it up and point to a random verse. Okay, I'm gonna go kind of back here and point. Okay, this says, this is Matthew 5, Matthew 4, verse 25. Matthew 4, verse 25. Large crowds from Galilee, the Decapolis, Jerusalem, Judea, and the region across the Jordan followed him. Again, large crowds from Galilee, the Decapolis, Jerusalem, Judea, and the region across the Jordan followed him. And y'all already know who they talking about. That's right, they talking about Jesus. And as far as I can see, what this points out is that because of the lack of technology, maybe I shouldn't say the lack of technology, but because there was no technology, you couldn't go on social media and find out where Jesus was going to be. You know what I'm saying? So people had to do it by word of mouth, and all these people followed Jesus. Wherever he went, evidently, and there were large crowds. What does that mean? What that means to me is that Jesus must have had something to say. You know what I'm saying? And for me, in at one point, I know I was doing a sermon years ago, and I said that I want to be like Jesus, and what I meant was that I wanted to be able to um, do the things that Jesus had done in terms of uplifting people's spirits, healing people, and things of that nature. And what happened was that I started experiencing a couple of health setbacks that caused me some pain. So I was in pain for about, man, for months. You know what I mean, with different stuff going on, and it reminded me that you got to be careful what you ask for. And I still feel the same way in terms of doing what Jesus did, but it's something that Jesus said that really made me relate to him, and also to want to emulate some of the things that he had done, not the pain, but the other things. And the main thing was what he said about uh, the the law, the basically what God wanted, what God had ordained. And he said basically that there's one thing that we can do that absolves everything else. We don't have to even think about, the first commandment, the second commandment, all the biblical quotations and verses and all that kind of stuff. We can make our lives very simple. And he said basically that there's one law that stands above all else, and that being treat others like you want to be treated. Period. He said if you get that straight, if you got that, then you have basically encompassed everything that God is asking of you. There's probably thousands of texts on religion, thousands, if not millions, and all the different religions have texts that basically apply to what they're trying to teach in that particular religion. But the fact of the matter is what Jesus said basically covers all that. Treat each other right. And so I think it was kind of like that attitude that Jesus had about life, and trying to make it simple for us, and trying to make it where everybody could understand what it was that God was asking of us. He put it in one basic verse, you know what I'm saying? And it was so simple. And I think that his energy, just the vibrations that he put out, said to people, wow, this is easy, this is simple. This guy here, he's saying something and doing things that are indicative of basically what we are capable of doing. Because if you remember, Jesus did say, you will do greater than I, you know. And I think, for me anyway, that means basically that the things that Jesus did, even to the extent of saving lives, of bringing people back from the dead, we can do that as well. If we think of it metaphysically, we're bringing someone back from the dead. Could be a spiritual death. It might not be a physical death. It could be a spiritual death. And somebody's depressed, and you smile at them or say hello, and they change their whole attitude. You know what I'm saying? And we're capable of that. And so what I'm saying in essence is that large crowds followed Jesus everywhere because the man has something to say that everybody could understand. And so for me and for you, the way I'm seeing it right now, let's do that. You know, let's do that today. Let's treat everybody like we want to be treated, not just people, but everything as well. And I think I spoke on that last week. And you know, taking care of our bodies, taking care of our minds, taking care of our spirits, and taking care of things as we want to be taken care of. You know what I mean? And so I thank you guys for joining me, and I thank you for listening. And I didn't draw a large crowd probably, but whoever came, I hope you got what you came for. All right. Okay. I'll see y'all next time.